Now it's time for us to have a look at a smart trade, the thing that's been lighting up the phones over there at gt247.com. Ollie, speaking about the phones, you guys are physically moving your operations from Melrose Arch to a different part of Sandton over this very weekend. That's going to be fun, right?
Yeah, no, I can't wait.
Fantastic. But let's talk about something that you decided we should put on the table, and that's the idea of a pair trade, which is pair as in P-A-I-R, in other words, two of, rather than pear as in P-E-A-R, the fruit. But what is a pair trade, and why specifically have you selected Exxaro and African Rainbow Minerals here?
Okay, well, as you can see, I mean, like anything in financial markets, and I'm sure you can agree with me, Paul, there's a whole lot of numbers here and people can confuse themselves with regards to what they're doing. Basically, this is just a graphical illustration of exactly what we're doing here. We are basically buying Exxaros, okay, right, and selling ARRs. Now, if you know I'm sure everyone knows that Exxaros and ARRs are in the same sector.
Interestingly, same sector, both of them have coal operations, both of them have a big footprint in iron ore as well because they own iron ore mines. So by rights, they're roughly the same size. Okay, I think Exxaro is slightly larger, but the chart patterns probably move quite similarly because they're being affected by the same things. That's the theory, right?
Yes, yeah, exactly that. And as you can see, once again, I don't know how clear it is, but you'll see that one of the share graphs has completely has performed a lot substantially better than the other one. So what, in essence, you're doing, you are buying Exxaros and you're selling ARR. The reason why you do that is to purely mitigate the risk from that sector.
Okay, so again, just to make it simple, what you're saying is these normally trend together. So if you have a period where the gap between them opens up, what you would do is you'd put on a trade which is to try and take advantage of them reverting to the historical togetherness.
Yeah.
So you would go short the one that's been overperforming for some unknown reason and you'd buy the one that's been underperforming. And the whole thing works because everyone else has the same theory, right? That's where they ought to be. So you're hoping that you get involved and then other people do the hard work for you.
Yes, exactly that. So I mean, it's a mean reversal, which you see on the bottom chart here, which basically depicts that. You'll see that there's been three times that it's gone back down to about this 35.10 level, which where we currently are now. So basically what you're doing is just trading the gap between the two.
And what's nice about that is that you take out any kind of sectoral exposure, any kind of market exposure. All you're really doing is looking for a kind of instrument value close, which means that you're not really making any kind of ballsy bet about the direction of anything. So if you're feeling uncertain and unconvinced about where things are going, this is the kind of thing that would also be quite fun.
Exactly. I mean, today we just got news with Amplat's retrenching 6,000 workers. What actually happened was Exxaro was higher on the day. It started coming back, and then ARR fell about 2.5%. So, you know, even though Exxaro did nothing, ARR fell. The pair came in. So.
And how would you track that? So, say you wanted to do this. It's easy enough to go and buy the one, sell the other. But do you have to put on a little spreadsheet of your own just to keep track of things, or do you set price targets for them when the gap closes, or how would you normally do that?
Yeah, that's exactly what the lower graph tells us, because at the moment it's about 35.10. Okay, I think our stop was at about 41. Kind of, so it was six rand away on the spread between the two stocks. If you look at the mean, it's over the last year, it's probably about 6.62 rand. So as you can see, it's blown out massively. So we're looking to just trade that, and I think our take profits not looking to get back to 6, but looking to get back to about 25 rand.
Yeah.
So the difference between ARR and Exxaro.
But again, here discipline is very important. So don't do what inexperienced people do, and that is after a couple of weeks you think, okay, well, one of them's making money and the other one's wasting my time, and then you close out the one and leave on the other, and in the end that gets frittered away. So remember what you're doing here and try and run things like a proper trader and pay attention to what you're involved with, right?
Yeah, 100%, because that's ultimately what you're doing in the trade, is just trading the difference.